Leading off will be from Alabama A&M University, head coach Anthony Jones. Coach Jones, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Congratulations on another win on Saturday. The Bulldogs coming away with a 35-0 win against Mississippi Valley. It was homecoming down there in Itta Bena. Bulldogs are at home for their homecoming this Saturday against Alcorn State. Coach, your reflections from the weekend and going forward to your homecoming game coming up this weekend.
Okay, well, it was kind of a cool day, something that we hadn't expected there until later on in the week. Once we got wind that it was going to be a cold front, kind of misty, but it was a good day for football. We came out and knew that their defense was very, very tough, and made a few plays, was able to get into the end zone, kind of kept them off balance a little bit with ability to pass and run. As mentioned, Deontay did a great job, another great job of distributing the football and putting us in great situations so that we would be successful. The thing that I admired about Coach Morgan's team is that they play hard from the very beginning to the end, and they did. We were just kind of on our game a little bit on that day, and we were able to our defense played extremely well. They made a few mistakes that helped us, but, our defense played extremely well. And, it was a good game for us, and we were able to come away with a good win. And now we're moving forward, trying to get ready for Alcorn, a team that's, that's always seems to play us tough. Regardless of what the year is, always have a tough match with them. And this week, of course, I expect nothing different. It'll be our homecoming. Along with homecoming comes many distractions and things of that sort, but something that we'll have to weather and get ourselves ready for. A team that's very capable of ending this for us. So we have to make sure we're ready to play and ready to play hard and smart.
Questions for Coach Jones?
Coach Jones, good morning. This is Charles Edmond from WPRL.
Good morning, Charles.
Talk about the development of your senior quarterback, Duarte Mason, and how he's grown and developed from year one to what he's done and having a special year at this point.
When he first came into it, he was a big kid, wanted to be physical with everyone, wasn't afraid of anyone, would take on linebackers. I remember we played our first game against Tennessee State, and he was out there.
I knew that one.
Running into people like he was a linebacker, and we tried to stress on him that he wouldn't last this way, and know what you'd be an effective leader. And he's, of course, he got hurt that year, and that kind of was an eye opener for him. So he changed his approach on things. He has changed his approach on being a leader on the team, on and off the field. Guys gravitate around him, doing the workouts and things of that sort. So, his level of preparedness is unmatched right now, and it shows. Some of the things that he's doing out there, his completion percentage, his QB rating, all those things are happening because of the way he prepares. And of course the Lord is smiling on him, but those things are happening like that.
Coach, talk about your defense. You've given up 30 points in the last 3 games since giving up 30 against PVU in Week 3.
Well, we knew our defense was pretty special. After our first 2 ball games, I think we gave up a total of 16 points. And excuse me. Then we had the tough game against Prairie View. They just kept us off balance that particular week, and we were trying to do some things that we shouldn't have been doing, and so we were able to correct those, particularly in the second half, and our defense has been really rolling since then. Coach Towns has done a great job. Our defensive coaching staff has done a great job with him, and offensively, we try not to give a lot of people a lot of opportunities to take advantage of our defense. So we try to possess the ball and keep them off balance with the offense, and that helps our defense.
Coach, in talking about Alcorn, they're coming off a win over Southern University, a team that had won a couple in a row. What concerns you about this matchup in this football team?
Well, I mean, as every week, I mean, you know, you're getting ready to play a team that has the potential, has the capability of beating you. And, you know, you have to show up and play your best. If you don't, and, you know, and it's still not a guarantee, but you have to show up and play your best. And if you don't, you know, you won't be successful. So, you know, their defense plays real well in spots. They do a lot of different things over there. Offensively, you know, they're very capable of doing some things, being explosive. Special teams the same way. So, you know, we just got to make sure that we're ready to go and ready to put forth our best effort to have a chance.
More questions for Coach Jones?
Yeah, Coach, this is Nick Birdsong with AL.com.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah, I know he went back in the game after he went down, but I know nobody didn't get a lot of carries in the 35-0 game. But how is Kadarius Lacey's health?
Kadarius is fine. You know, once again, you know, he just kind of bumped legs with Deontay, and you know, it's nothing serious. And I mean, you know, not disrespectful. At that stage, we didn't really need to risk any further injury with him, and so we just sat him for the rest of the game and gave some other guys some opportunity to get some carries and get some experience, and you know, it worked out well for us. So he's fine.
Okay. Coach, I want to ask you one more thing. I know complacency hasn't really been a problem for you guys during this streak, but if there was somebody who may have not been looking at Alcorn like they were a formidable foe, did them pulling out the win against Southern, you know, wake anybody up?
No, we knew they were a formidable foe from the beginning. I mean, they didn't have to beat Southern to convince us of that. You know, you play common opponents. You watch them on film a little bit as you're preparing for, you know, your other opponents, and you see what you see the potential they have. You see the athletes they have. You see how well they're being coached and things of that sort. So, you know, when you get those things going, you know, and the other thing that we should never take for granted is their conference games. You know, they're in our conference, and you know, they recruit the same kids that we recruit and so forth, and so, you know, it's not going to be a whole lot that separates us, and we better be ready to play. And if we're not, you know, it'll be a sad homecoming for us.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Time for one more question for Coach Jones. One more question for Coach Jones. Okay, Coach, I guess it's going to wrap it up for you this morning. We'd like to thank you for spending a few minutes with us this Monday morning, and we wish you luck for your upcoming homecoming game. That'll be Saturday afternoon against Alcorn State.
Yes, sir, 1 p.m.